What's up?
Is we live?
Hello, hello.
Am
There's a
I
chance
live?
we might be live right now, so I don't know. We're gonna find out. I hope some folks come by. Regardless, this is just what we do anyway. We're functionally recording a podcast. Number 52,
It's
dude.
true.
Do you believe it?
It's
We've
true.
done something for a year. That's kind of insane. Yeah, it's
Yep.
on. Let's go. Let's go. I think
I've
so.
had,
I think
I've
so.
had.
Look, I even put a picture of
I
us
mean,
and
think of how
stuff.
many things you've tried. Oh wow! Look, it is us. It's
It's
kind of
worth it.
live. It's kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
Um.
It's probably a little bit behind, but hey,
Yeah.
we'll be all
So
right.
okay. Look at me. I'm alive.
Hey,
So yeah.
hey, friends. Hey,
I do
hello.
not. I don't have a lot of things that I can do for a year. Every time I've committed to going to the gym, doesn't last a year. Every time I've committed to, not drinking for a while, that has not lasted a year. So yeah, it's very rare I do things over a year. So great job.
I like the idea
Just
too that like this is the year anniversary of the podcast, but it wasn't like we planned to do this live. It was just we couldn't record during like the week. It just
there were
happened to be that way.
circumstances that
Yeah,
turned this into a delightful time to
yeah.
not be able to do our so that's called adaptation. That's the real thing of 2024. It's not about planning. It's about figuring it out when nothing goes well.
Yep.
That's
What we can
that's a
say for sure
skill.
is we are live. So if you're gonna watch this live, anybody's watching this live at some point on the feed, appreciate it. Hey, thanks for hanging. This is my name's
Yeah.
Matt. This is Jeff.
Oh, I'm
We've been
Jeff.
doing a podcast for a year. We were friends for a long time ago in high school. That all that bullshit stuff that we always never talk about, we forget to talk about.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
but this was our kind of our experiment. Like a year ago or a little more, you texted me to say you want to do something. We are like, hey, we'll do a podcast. But that's the first time we're doing it live. I don't know how it's gonna work. I like it. I like the
I don't
energy of
even
it.
know how it's currently working.
Yeah. If the
But
quality's dookie, if it's dookie butts,
it it
we'll
does look
it'll look better later.
started streaming 2 minutes ago. Let's see. Oh man, this is
And if you
wild.
are
All
joining
right,
with
so
us,
yeah, we'll just
hop
kind
in
of
the
keep rolling
chat
with
room.
it.
Uh, one of the things I'm most scared of is that the audio won't work. So let's go ahead and play our theme song and get into this damn thing, huh? Let's just have it.
Here
Let's
we
have at it.
go.
Huh, friends? Let's go.
I've confused my priorities. Isn't it supposed to come to me? Yes, this is how it's meant to be. Every little thing flashing on a screen. Age of convenience. My daddy worked hard for this. Age of convenience. His daddy worked hard for this. 140 characters would be more than me.
Yeah. I can guarantee the theme song won't
Okay,
work.
so
It's just how
wow.
it
If
is.
not, well, we'll have to what we'll do that in post, right? That's the term we're doing. We'll do that
There
in
will be a
post. That'll
post, yeah.
that'll.
So if somebody's an
All
actual
right.
listener to the audio version, do you think there's any psychopaths that got on this morning to listen to the podcast like they usually do on Wednesday and it wasn't there for them? I mean, the
Um.
strange fam, not psychopaths. Sorry, fans, people
Right.
like it.
Wow. That good
Do you think our
recovery.
moms got up this morning and were like, where the fuck is this
Look,
podcast?
n-
Where is it?
no one,
Are my
no one
boys
texted
alive?
me. So I am wondering the same. I'm kind of surprised. Uh, Caitlin did bring it to my attention. So she had asked what the dealio was, and I said, "Recall, we are doing this live." And she goes, "Oh, so that's like the cop out?" And I'm like, "That's exactly the
That
cop
is a
out.
cop
Yes, that's
out.
why. Yes, we are doing it live, and that is in place of having something to actually put in. That should have been released normally Wednesday morning. So if this is your first go around, year two, you can start fresh, but Wednesday mornings are usually when we look to release. And we've been really good about that. We, meaning
Mhm.
Matt. I am not on the production side of things as far as the technology goes. So He does get the credit for that. However, anytime we have
No,
technical
it's okay.
difficulties, he
I
does
don't-
absolutely get all of the
I
blame
couldn't.
from that, which
Yeah.
that's a fair trade-off for me.
And I say that like I edit the podcast usually, but functionally, like this is our whole podcast. So going live isn't any different. It's not like I toil at the whatever we record. I've almost never cut anything out. I just watch it to make sure it worked and the technology works. I never cut anything out. You
That's
can tell
true.
it's painfully obvious all the time.
Yeah. We don't have per se an editor. We just make sure sounds are happening. That's about Matt's usual consistency of did sound
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Yep, sound
right.
clips jumping
did
in
most
on you.
of sound happen? So if so, perfect. Let's go with it.
Yeah, this is I like we also discussed last week kind of a new way of doing the pod, so we'll jump into that. I don't want to, typically we go an hour, and I don't want to like run into that 45-minute mark, and we haven't started the show yet. But I do want to say that's a hell of a hoodie you got going on there. Dig the Blockbuster.
Oh yeah, that's the Blockbuster. That's the jam. For those of you, I do not know that there would be people listening or watching this that are not keen to the Blockbuster life, or in general the video rental industry that came crashing down and more or less does not exist anymore. That's a sad concept. Like, things change, but that is basically gone. Like, physical media that you rent is more or less dead. And it's a shame, because there was nothing better than your mom saying, yeah, you can have someone sleep over. Yeah, we can get some pizza. And yeah, we can go to Wegmans Home Video, maybe rent a movie, a VHS. Maybe we'll rent a video game. I don't know. But like, that's a Friday night. Like, that is a Friday. So fulfilling probably a destiny. And when I was 20 years old, I got a job at Blockbuster Video.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's what I was thinking about. Yeah,
it's the greatest part-time job. It's the greatest job I've ever had, because it was the only job that was jokingly what people would say. It was exactly that. People are like, so what? You get paid to just stand around and talk about movies all day? Yes, it's exactly what I got paid for. I got paid to give people my opinion on movies. I got paid to walk around and just say, hey, you need help finding something? Other than running a cash register, I avoided most of the rewinding responsibilities, which was huge when VHS was captain. But I was coming in at 03, which was the VHS transition into full DVD. So I was there when Blockbuster stopped doing VHSs. So I didn't even have to rewind stuff anymore. And you could be king of the castle. If you felt like being a nice guy, people were like, hey, I don't see any copies of this. Can you check the Dropbox? You'd go in, recently returned but not checked in yet, and you're like, oh, yeah, boom, got one. Or
changing somebody's
like, hey,
night.
Man, this is due back at noon. It's 1:30. I had to drop off my kid or blah, blah. And I'm like, you know what? Don't worry about it. I got you. Because secret of the industry, as long as we checked in your movie before 3 p.m., the computer didn't call it late. So
it's good to know now.
Right. Yeah. It's a hot tip for anyone. If it comes back, that's a hot. But even more importantly, if someone was cool or nice or simply just a friend of yours and they had a late fee, a simple keystroke, you could write off that fee.
So much power.
Anything about it.
That's librarian power there.
Give me a hell yeah.
Woo. Let's go.
My God.
I don't want to waste all the good small talk. I feel like that's too good. I feel like we have a wheel for this now. And let's debut it.
We do.
Let's debut it.
I'm so excited!
Let's go, Jesse Spano. Let's go. So excited. So here it is. Here's the concept we came up with last week. Is we're going to maybe try a few different segments. We'll see what works, what doesn't. But we've each, in theory, come prepared with something, a few different things. That's going to help keep us structured and whatever we said last week.
Need like production meetings now.
I know. Well, ready for some production. So here's our, I don't know how it's going to show up on the live stream here, but here is our wheel. So we've got a bunch of different topics on there. We talked about
What?
like trivia,
Look how much has gone into
conversation
that.
dice. Shit, do I have the conversation dice? I do. All right. Small talk, a lot of
Oh
good
man,
stuff
the
here.
return of conversation.
I know.
Dice.
That's what got us here,
Yeah,
So let's go.
that's
Let's go for
classic
let's
Strange Fam.
let's not delay this production. Are you ready for this, Jeff? Let's see if I can
Go.
sync this
Let's
up properly.
go.
Ready?
Separate sound.
Oh, it is. All right, we landed on Ask Reddit. So I actually looked up.
Perfect.
This is I actually looked something up. Did you look up something up as well?
So I can say that there are Ask blank all over Reddit. So I say that every time we could possibly pull something from a different Ask group on Reddit. So there's Ask an American, Ask Docs. Now, I'm not a medical doctor, but I sure can fake it and answer these questions. Ask Academia. There's Ask an escort. It says literally, this is where you can ask all the questions you've wanted to ask an escort, but never had the ability. So you can ask ladies of the night.
It's got a bush. What the hell?
Questions. What the hell?
All right.
So
do you have
what
one?
do you think? What do you want to start with?
Well, I have a question that I just picked up.
Well, please go ahead.
Mine was from a user named Ashlariel P, but it's a general question. But it says, what's a small, seemingly insignificant decision you made that ended up having a massive impact on your life? A small decision that had a massive impact on your life. And also, since I already knew this question, I can start off here.
Okay.
So mine, I took the idea of, so after I graduated from college, I said, like, what are we going to do? So my buddies and I, a few of us went and lived in Hawaii. And then I came back home. I lived in Auburn. That was probably the last time I lived in Auburn, obviously, in 2005 for like, I don't know, like August to January or something like that. And I was just kind of hanging around. I didn't even have a job yet. Surprised my parents didn't kick me out. It's like, I just need this time. I need this time for me right now. And I didn't say that. I wasn't verbal in terms of communicating. It was just like, this is where I go now.
I like them to just understand that.
Yeah. And, but I had done an internship in DC between my junior and senior year, I think, based on a girlfriend I had met in Russia who lived in DC. It was like a whole study abroad deal. But I emailed in February. I was like, all right, I'm gonna start looking for jobs. I mean, I was like looking in. I was like, I'm gonna go move to California. I was looking for jobs in like UCLA or something like that. I was like, I want to go work at a university, and I emailed my boss, Dr. Judy Babbitts, who I worked for in DC, and she was now the director of this program. So I said, hey, I'm gonna start applying for jobs. Will it be okay if they need a reference or a recommendation that you'll do that for me? She was like, yeah, but just so you know, I have an opening here right now. If you want to come down, it would be this role, and it'd be, here you could start like whatever, move down in a couple weeks. And I was just like, okay. So just from doing that email, it basically got me to DC into a job I fell into. And because I was in DC, then I ended up, meeting my girlfriend there. That's what got me to Texas. So it's like just one little, like, I mean, I guess that's the way life is. Wow. I mean, that's just what happens. But it was just an innocuous like email, just like, hey, I need a reference. Turns into me going to DC. I mean, I'm so glad I, got to work at that thing, that experience. That's what got me into like working at UT. That's what got me, going to that bar near UT after I got broken up with and meeting my friends now that I have, just from a little email. But I guess I would have had to. It's important that I dated that girl in Russia who went to Mount Holyoke. She was on our study abroad program, because then I would have went to DC in the first place. So it's a good thing I was just kind of a horned up, like 19-year-old, 20-year-old when I was on a study abroad. And I just really wanted a girlfriend. It all worked out. So just be yourself, you guys. I guess that's what I'm saying.
100%.
Just be yourself.
Okay.
And but yeah, just a little email turned into like 15 years of my life. Well, no, it turned into everything. So, yeah, it seemed insignificant at the time, I guess, but yeah, moving there was everything. Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I can kind of attribute the similar situation for myself. So I'm going to steal it because of the way it came up. So when I had moved to North Carolina in 2010, and then realized that there wasn't anything that I was finding for work that was a viable option down there, I moved back to New York, but I did not want to live with my parents. So my brother, who lived in Syracuse, I messaged him and was like, "Hey, I need to move back. I think there's better job opportunities in Syracuse or in New York, but I don't want to live with mom and dad. Can I live in one of your spare bedrooms?" And after some, I'm sure, discussion with my sister-in-law, my brother told me, "Yeah, what we can do is probably set you up in the basement." So that speaks a lot to his perception of me at the time, probably, which is he didn't have a finished basement, folks. He had 2 spare rooms upstairs, but instead he built a room for me, put up drywall and built a room for me so that I could go into the basement. So it's like, yeah, I'd be happy to, but I want you a couple floors away from me, and I am willing to build a room in order to do that. So,
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
exactly. So, prospects in Syracuse were not that great, as anyone from such New York can tell you. Like, oh, really? You didn't find a job in Syracuse? Do tell. Unless you're in the medical field, not much to offer. So, I literally got a text or a call, probably just a text from my buddy Bob in Buffalo, and he said, "Oh, you should apply at Geico. Like, they're always hiring, and they're on the radio and TV all the time." And I go, oh, "Okay." And I just interviewed with them over the phone, like took the online test, then got an interview over the phone, then went in one day, drove out to Buffalo, couple hours one way, and did all their thing and stuff, interview, and got a job and started there after Christmas, 2 days after Christmas in 2010. And I still work in the insurance industry. And that led to me moving to New Jersey because I took a promotion there, which then, of course, I still live in New Jersey, all because Bob texted me and said, like, "I hear a lot of radio ads from Geico. You should just try to apply." And I go, "Okay."
I love that they're bringing back the caveman.
But fun fact, though, that's how 95% of people end up in insurance.
I was just thinking that,
goes to
or
school and goes,
whatever.
Like, I'm going to be in auto insurance. No, everyone's background in insurance is insane. There are people with high school diplomas all the way up through like master's degrees in just different stuff. Like, people just end up in insurance. But there's a lot of different opportunities. Like I said, like, I originally went to college to be a teacher. I'm now a trainer, so I kind of get a little bit of that type of work in what I do. So,
I mean, that's how every job, like, you grow up thinking like, oh, I'm going to get this degree and then I'm going to do this job. And then it's like, we've all fallen into our jobs, ass backwards into whatever job we have. Like, 95% of us.
Yeah. We are not the guys that they want to like talk to like the youth and be like, "You should definitely go to college." Why? What do you use your degree for? Oh, no.
I mean, you should go. I would say everybody should go, but it's not for like a job.
The experience is,
No,
don't go to college. No, don't go to university. Go to college. Like, go to a college town. Live in it as an 18 to 22-year-old, but just work instead of going to class. You'll be the guy with money, and you also won't have a massive, horrible, crippling debt with a useless degree afterwards. Like, go to University of like Phoenix, do an online program that's nice and cheap, something like that, and work, but just hang out and do the college thing.
We've got, let's see, Eric Montgomery in the chat, our first live chat. Let's go.
Whoa!
He had over under at 19 minutes. Here we go, Eric. My wife went to school for PR and is a human resource manager at an insurance agency. Dude, touching everything there. It's like full circle. I mean,
it's like we staged it.
You know what's crazy? If I stay at Wegmans. One of the things I would want to do is like HR, like kind of a recruiter and that kind of thing. I think that's ultimately what I would want to do there. And then some. I have no business. I mean, I don't know. I've never trained in it. But if I do that, obviously I would get trained. But then my twin sister and I would both be in the same field. We'd both be in HR. None of us ever thought of like, it's not like we grew up being like, let's be the twin HR people, HR twins and stuff.
Yep.
You know, but that could happen.
So you have degrees in that. Not even close.
Yeah. I used
You're more
to
qualified for Russian HR than America HR. So
I know. When I worked at Half Price Books, I used to work the business section and law section, and I had 2 shelves of human resources. So I used to put human resources books on a shelf, so I'm generally familiar with it. That's how I would answer the question. So I've held the letters H and R in my hands, literally. If that does anything for you, I've seen the books. I'm aware of the concept. That
Listen.
kind of
Stop, don't come back.
like who needs experience in HR? Let's be honest. You're literally just pitching off some stuff to some like HR doesn't need experience. Come on.
start your own firm. Oh, at Oswego too. Nice there. I mean, I have general human experience, so let's go. Hey, did you want to do an ask? Did you pull an ask, or do you want to move on?
Let's see. Oh boy.
No pressure. No pressure.
Yeah, right. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it.
Remember, this is live, dude.
Oh my
Gotta figure out how to make money on this. I really want to.
Just gonna start tossing it out. I think you should leave sounds.
Oh my gosh. So Ask an American. All right, let's go with Ask an American
All right. Ooh.
because we both qualify per that.
Very nice.
My gosh. Why are people asking these questions? Like, are American celebrities more vocal about their politics than celebrities from other countries? I don't know. I'm only from
Nobody
one
can
country.
possibly know that.
Like, what? What happens if one of the candidates in general election dies mid-campaign? Why is this on Ask an American? Like,
I know. Don't ask us. We don't know.
I don't,
It's like ask a professor.
right. All right, here's one. Do your schools have half days? In Belgium, every Wednesday is usually a half day that ends at noon. That's pretty rad. I'm wondering if this is just a Belgian
Every
thing
Wednesday?
or if this is also used in other places.
The weird thing about the
So-
half day is like it always felt longer to me. Like it happens at work, anywhere in life, where if your
It never made
expectations,
sense.
yeah, it's like because you just think about it the whole time. You're just watching the clock. You're like 11:30 today, 11:30, and it just cannot go slower. And you can tell everybody's checked out, but the time will just not go.
I will say that it's kind of funny because you're like, all right, I'll be able to get some stuff done because I'm taking a half day. But you are the least productive pile of shit on a half day. Like everyone goes in already checked out. You are punched in and you're really checked out already because you're like, that sounds like a tomorrow thing. God forbid it's on
know.
a Friday, a
Like-
half day Friday. Why even wake up? Like
It green lights
it
you to be a
is
total
trash.
shithead. Yeah, for that day.
It does. And you want to know what? People respect it at least too. Like no one expects you to do anything if you're on a half day. So it's like you understand, they understand, you're just not going to be that useful to the company as a whole on a half day. And as a kid, that was no different. Teachers are like, I'm not giving you actual work, especially if you were in like high school, because they're like, well, my afternoon classes won't have school. So I don't want to get you guys ahead. So why don't you pull out your coloring books and just color? And you're like, but this is calc, Mr. Choi. And he's just like, no, you just actually, Mr. Choi would never show up for a half day. Our calc teacher, he would never show his face for a half day.
That's probably a golfing day.
Do you remember our senior year of school? He skipped the first day of school because he was golfing.
No, I don't remember.
Skipped
That's awesome
school
though.
the first day of school, and we asked him what he was doing. He's like, "I was just out golfing." There was 12 people in our calc class, and do you remember? Was it calc or no? I think you were only in my calc class, not pre-calc. Do you remember our friend Adam, was sitting in front of me.
Oh yeah.
And every time Mr. Choi would say, add them, he would,
Yeah,
go,
he would look
"Adam,"
up.
and Adam would look
Adam.
up from his desk thinking he's being called on.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Tight.
Oh man. A hilarious accent on our Vietnamese. Mr. Choi was Vietnamese? Maybe? Korean. No, I don't know.
I think Korean.
I think Korean's right. Shi Kwan Choi seems like that would be
I'd have to hear the
but-
accent again. Why don't you do it live for us on YouTube?
Adam. Let's get Mr. Choi on here. Mr. Choi, can we
Yeah,
call
yeah.
him up? Is that
He was so
fairly confident he still exists?
Oh, that'd be all. I don't know. I hope he does. Hey, shout out to you. Hey, shout out to you, Mr. Choi. Thanks for everything you do. All right, let's go to the wheel. This is going really well. This is going really well.
Oh wow, it was until that.
Oh, two truths and a lie.
Yeah,
Two
you kind of have
truths.
to have those ready to go, don't you?
Dude, you had bonus days too. Although I do know you had, even though this is our pod-iversary, you had your anniversary this weekend too, right? The Caitlin and Jeff anniversary.
Yeah.
How do you sell it? What is that? The
Mhm.
first day? Did you guys make it official when you were like, when we're going steady? Is that when you decided?
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
what day is it? What are you recognizing? The first kiss? The first date? The
no,
coffee?
The formality. No, god damn it. Stop. I hate talking about stuff like this. Good Lord. We went to a hockey game. You'd be happy with that. We went to a hockey game and then went to a Mexican restaurant afterwards. So nothing goes together like hockey and Mexican food. So, and
Is there a
was lot of
gritty
scoring.
sighting?
Oh, of course. Flyers did lose to the Avalanche, but there's a lot of scoring, so that was fun. Nothing worse than going to a hockey game where you technically don't have a vested interest in one team or the other, and it's low scoring. That's brutal.
Oh yeah.
So at least there was a lot of scoring going on, but alas, the Avalanche came out on top. Yeah.
It is good. Like I would like the idea of a hockey game too. If you haven't seen it live, I mean, people say it's a good live sport for the game, but it's fun to watch. Like the way a wrestling event, like if you go to a Raw or something like that, it's fun to watch because it's fun to see like what's happening around, like the arena or like all the production that happens and like guys on the bench or guys yelling at each other or refs yelling at players or like all that shit that goes on. Like all of a sudden you notice there's the guy who lights the lamp for the goal scorer. And you're like, oh yeah, there's a guy. He just sits in a little box. He's just back there. What's he doing over there? There's like little stuff like that you don't notice on TV. Yeah. So I'll do my two truths and a lie. If you come up with some, fine. Let's go. First hand holding. Eric says, love the chats, Eric. You're our MVP of the stream.
Yeah, big guy.
So 2 truths and a lie. So I'm going to give you, everybody knows this idea. You usually drink to it, whatever. But I'm going to give you 3 things. You tell me which one's the lie. All right.
Okay.
Number 1, I wear makeup. Number 2, I wear gold under eye patches. Number 3, I wear a male thong under my workout shorts.
What in the hell is going on here?
Okay, so makeup in general, gold under eye patches. Is that what I heard?
Mm-hmm.
And then a thong under your workout shorts. I'm going to say you do not wear a thong under your workout shorts. Oh,
but it does.
All right.
So here, I brought these out as examples. So I just started using these things because I don't know if they're working. I've been using it for 10 days, but here's what I'm talking about. These things, I saw them on my Amazon Prime deals or whatever. These little things that you put under your eyes. Because I have real terrible bags in darkness.
Yeah.
And people, it's always like, it reminds me of the Detroiters episode where Tim Robinson, the guy goes up to him and says, hey, you look tired. And he's like, no, I'm okay. So no, like your eyes. He's like, oh, this is how my skull is, sir. This is the way my face is shaped. Like, yeah, it's like that. But I'm trying them, and you know what? Now I'm looking at myself. I think they're working, or not. I don't know. Can you tell? Do you notice? Do I look more youthful and energetic?
No. Yeah, your real question is, do I look not exhausted
Yeah,
anymore
do I
to you?
look not completely hungover? That's a lot to unpack. I know it's a lot.
Okay.
What do I
Okay.
well, for makeup, it's really this thing got so I don't know if you remember this one pod I was talking about how I had posted some pictures from New York, and all of a sudden I was getting advertised things on Instagram because of the way my face looks. So I started getting things about like circles and probably blotchiness, and now I get advertised for Hims, whatever the topical hairspray for hair loss. Like they're really nailing me with these ads just through the AI of like knowing what I look like. And this one I found on there. It's just like a little pen. It's a little. See this? I can just do this. See, right now I have a little thing. I don't know why I get very self-conscious as a 40-year-old man who still gets like crazy pimples sometimes or ingrown hairs, and I hate it. And so now I've started using this thing just to like, I guess I don't really care if I have it or not, but Instagram advertised it to me and it was like $12. So I was like, I'm going to try this. And I don't always remember to use it, but if I have, the problem, you know what I really use it for is I think I'll like blot something out and then I don't like try to like 14-year-old pop a pimple on my face and like really make it explode. I feel like if I can just cover it up a little bit, then I don't have to like squeeze it, and then I won't have a big red scab on my face. So it's helped with that. So I guess you could say I am kind of a superficial bitch. If somebody wanted to say that, they could say that, but I don't know why they would want to.
Yeah. Always said that.
But no, I would never wear a thong under my workout shorts. That's crazy. No, I just wear eye patches and a little bit of cover up. And it's for men, just so you know, this is way different than makeup that women wear for sure, because this is for men. It's like when they make shampoo or whatever and it says for men and it's the same shit. And you're like, no, because I have to get the stuff that says for men. I can't clean my body and take care of myself. What will people think? That'd be the worst. So there we go. I don't know if I vamped enough to give you time or if you want to move on.
No, I got something.
All right, let's
go.
It's
even themed. It's even
all right.
Themed.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna talk about love.
Never under my workout.
Weddings in particular.
Weddings, okay.
This is the theme. The lack of love, we'll say. We'll call this the lack of love triad. So 2 truths and a lie. All right. Crap.
Are they all lies? Okay. Or did you do it the opposite?
How am I
2
doing
lies
this
and a
again?
truth?
Let's see. Okay. So all right. 2 truths and a lie. I have conducted as an ordained minister a wedding in which the couple is now divorced. I've been best man at a wedding where the couple is now divorced. Or I've been to a wedding where the couple broke up before the ceremony.
Holy shit. Oh, man. Oh.
What the hell?
All right.
What the hell?
I will say the truthful ones are, I just don't believe somebody broke up at the wedding. So I'm going to say the ordained and the best man are the truthful ones.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Because that'd be, I was really hoping.
Damn it.
But hey.
Oh, man, me too. When I thought about it, I'm like, man, that'd be rad.
So those ladies are single? Is that what you're saying?
I've actually been...
Do you want to run this back? I'm sorry if anybody watches this. That was a part of that.
That is part of this failed marriage experiment. Any listeners out there, throw it in the comments if Jeff's been a part of your wedding and it subsequently gone to shit. I have actually been best man 4 times, and I have a 50% success rate with those weddings. 2 of those marriages fell through. So I'm 2 and 2 on that front. And the one wedding that I have conducted, I have a 0% success rate because that couple did in fact get divorced.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Are they
so
still
my
like
services are available? I'm not even sure it's legal for me to charge because that's a terrible resume to bring to the table.
But it's statistically
I have a feeling that
on point.
It's not because of me.
Isn't that like basically it? 50-50? That's what you get out of love, you know? In marriage.
Maybe that means the next couple, they're due for the positive one. So I've already gotten the failed one out of the way.
That's a good pitch. Yeah. I like that.
So the chances of 2 failed marriages?
That's impossible. Or whatever.
It is impossible.
Whatever
so shout out to Bob and to my brother Brian, whose marriages are still going strong.
Okay. All right. I thought you were gonna do the opposite shout out. Shout out.
No, I'm not doing that.
Right.
Nope. Not doing that.
All right. Dope. Hey, let's keep this thing rolling, huh?
Okay.
Look at us with like sort of a structure and participation.
I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah. Where's my favorite?
All right, let's go. Big money.
Big money.
No whammies.
What do we got? It goes on Scrolldom. So this is the new hot whip in podcasting is Scrolldom. Obviously the segment where we scroll through our phone, find a person, and see if we remember them. Essentially,
right? That's
yeah. It's getting harder and harder. Scroll them the phones. We know that 75% of mine are liquor store contacts or some kind of something.
Yep.
Okay. This is a guy. The reason I have his phone number. His name's Jimmy Peterson. So he works at Wegmans in like Virginia, I think. He's like a meat manager there, and he likes hunting and fishing. Okay. He was in my this like leadership Dale Carnegie communication class that I did for like 3 months this past year, and he was good. He was like, I liked him because he always kind of talk with a little bit of a southern drawl to him, like a little bit. Definitely like a God-fearing man, loves his hunting, but he's just there to, inspire the team. I'm just trying to get better at that, Yeah, I can't figure out this dang computer, sorry, I'll be there in a minute. I can't figure out this technology. It's still confusing to me. I've been in it for 10 weeks, but I can't figure it out. Maybe I should learn that instead of how to communicate with somebody kind of deal. He's one of those guys, but always like had a good attitude, and I appreciated him. He's probably in his 50s, I'm guessing. But he shared, like, he kind of opened up a story once about how he had to go bring his daughter back to college, like Clemson, and he almost he teared up in our meeting, and he really, and I was like, okay, because I think he never had done that to people before, like talked to people or shared things, and he was like just talking about how he brought his daughter to school and how much it was like crushing him to do that, and that he just opened up, and I think he just had a moment in his life in front of a bunch of people that he never had before. I was like, this is working, dude. You got it. Then all of a sudden he would chat in like our group chats. Like if I gave a presentation or whatever, he's like, oh, you nailed it, bud. You got it. And I was like, dude, you're fucking awesome, Jimmy Peterson. I like you. You're a good guy. You know what? You make whatever Wegmans store you work at in Virginia pretty awesome, I'm sure. But those are like cool people to have in life that are positive or try to be, because I think it helps balance out my native being, which can be a little bit pessimistic at times. So it's good to have a guy like that come around. And the reason I have his phone number is because I think we were in a group together, and then the group leader made us text each other like what we were going to talk about. It's like, what if somebody was creeping on somebody in this class? What if?
Yeah.
But now you just greenlit them giving the phone number. I know. But I haven't talked to Jimmy yet. He keeps texting me.
To have them push.
You keep sending me send nuds texts. But a good guy, still a good guy. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, and you want to know what? Such a good guy. I do.
I got you.
Send him. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd hate to disappoint him.
Yep. Started out at the ankles. Now I'm up to the bottom of the balls. So he's in for a hell of a February. It's gonna be real exciting.
Wow, what a commitment on your part to just go like it's you got to be in it for the long haul, bud. If you want to
tease him, I don't want to give it all at once. You know,
you're like the Fast and Furious franchise. It's like hang around, we got another one coming. Hold on, it's gonna get better. We promise.
Yeah.
My all right.
The entirety of my balls is John Cena, so that just comes later. So.
So mine landed on Lee. Leigh. She is the sister of my buddy Tim, who runs one of the fantasy football leagues that I'm in, where I don't actually this past year I had to be acting commissioner because he got frustrated and didn't want to do it, and I didn't realize what I was taking on, and I'm like, I have my own league, I can't be dealing with the commissioner of our league. But his sister Lee is in there, and in a 12-person league, she is the only female. And she really puts it in perspective of like what it's like to be the one woman in a fantasy football league with 11 guys, one being her brother.
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird because we have a chat, as many fantasy football leagues will, where if for those of you that are not familiar with fantasy football, part of the thing is actual thing you're doing, right? Is you are drafting a team, a collection of players, and then you are putting them in your starting lineup for the week, trying to score the most points. That's part of it. The other part is developing a group chat with really, really fucked up stuff being said. Aggressive things, funny things, very vulgar, often chauvinistic and misogynist. So having a woman involved, it really does change it. Lee does not partake in a lot of the trash talking. However, she will pop into the conversation every once in a while, but she flies in for the live draft. We do this draft live with each other. Every year, people go up to upstate New York to do the draft on a big board and everything. It's really the kind of the great aspect that we've maintained of that group. And she's a great sport of it, and she does a good job. So she lets her team talk on the field. But yeah, that's Lee. She's a really fun person.
Did she make you realize how chauvinistic?
A lot of nonsense.
It was. All of a sudden, you're like, be kind of.
No,
hey guys, like we're being pieces of shit.
Like, I don't know. It's I don't want to say chauvinistic like it's womanizing or anything like that, but it's just
it's a different audience.
Vulgar guy humor that usually isn't received. Yeah, it's not usually received the same way that you would joke with a female audience. Yeah, it's different.
You know what's funny is like even in an all male league, you can't please it just doesn't cross. Like there's still humor that's so dumb. Like I don't know how many times I don't respond to something or whatever. I also send out memes or whatever, and I get crickets, and I'm like, somebody thinks this is funny. Somebody in here likes this. I know you're not responding, but I know it. Somebody loves it. Our league is notorious for crickets. No response.
I know. It's people like, but it'll be crickets, and then one day everyone will either take the time and like it'll be everyone is blasting it, and it'll be like
58 unanswered messages or whatever.
Yeah, it'll be like week 10, but it'll be like on a Wednesday at 10 a.m. and everyone just happens to have time to take 10 minutes to trash talk or anything. So, but yeah, that goes out to Lee. That is the context in which I know her, but I've now known her for probably close to a decade now. So yeah, shout out to Lee if you're listening.
Leigh.
I probably, based on our topics, I'm guessing you aren't.
Yeah, probably not. All right. A new spin. I lost. I was like, oh no, I lost the wheel. Here we go. Trivia. Trivia. Are you ready? Did you prep for trivia? Did you prep for
Fuck,
trivia?
No,
at least?
I didn't.
You
Absolutely
dude,
not.
what did you even do?
I didn't know that we were implementing it tonight, like that I needed to come equipped with all this. Yes,
Well,
I will do it next time.
well, then I will trivia you. I will put your knowledge to the test. Actually, you can do
Trivia me.
so because you came up with the idea of I'll give you two topics and you pick one of them.
Yes.
Yes, remember that? Do you even listen to our show? We need the views. We need the views.
Is there any way I can set my Spotify to just play it automatically like once a week?
I do sometimes go to sleep to it just so we can get through it, you know. So yeah, what do you want? I'm gonna say you're gonna have to get 3 out of 5 right to winner chicken dinner. Or you can do both. Since you didn't bring one to the table, I can give you both. I think I might have went too easy here. I'm gonna be honest. I might be a little easy.
Okay.
So I would expect as a legit trivia guy, you should probably know some of these. So I've got Batman movies or Mighty Ducks.
Okay.
5 questions in each.
If I'm going with what I like, that Batman movie is tough. That's
We also set up that
range
it's
of
questions we would have had to gotten right. So I'm not like trying to like it's not like gotcha. This isn't gotcha journalism, all right?
Right. Let's see, but Mighty Ducks, I could crush Mighty Ducks 2, but I'm nervous for Mighty Ducks 1, and I'm really nervous for Mighty Ducks 3 because let's be honest, who the fuck watches that? Let's go Batman. I'm gonna go against the grain. I think I'm gonna go Batman.
Batman. Okay, here we go. So Batman movies. First question.
Good. The guy wearing the Blockbuster hoodie.
Who were the villains in Batman the movie from 1966? That was the Adam West Batman, obviously based on the TV show.
Can I get the number of villains that what's the number of villains I'm looking for?
4.
All right, I'm gonna go Joker.
Do you want me to tell you as you go?
Sure.
Joker's 1.
Okay. The Riddler.
Correct.
Okay. Penguin.
That's right.
Catwoman.
I mean, that's like the Mount Rushmore. The Mount Rushmore of Batman villains. But yeah.
I don't know if it
does
was
that cover all Batman
at that time.
Brett Winning in the house. Let's go. Color Machine. Big fan, big fan. Big friend.
There he is.
Yeah, that's that was the I love that show. Like my nephew's really into it now, the old school Adam West Batman. And it's so funny. I didn't realize when I was a kid that it was supposed to be funny and campy. I just loved it. I was like, this is intense. And now it's so hilarious, everything about it. But in the movie, like the Joker doesn't even
be like kind of self-mocking.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be ridiculous. It's ahead of its time. But the Joker, just the guy who played him, Cesar Romero, didn't shave his mustache because he didn't want to. So they just painted over it, and you could clearly see the mustache.
Painted over.
That was great. All right. Question 2: what role did Alicia Silverstone play in a Batman movie?
Alicia Silverstone played Batgirl. Final answer.
She did. Batgirl / Barbara Wilson. Do you remember the movie?
That's where the applause would come in.
Do you remember the movie? Well, I want to see if you get the movie.
Oh, which movie was she in?
Yeah.
She was in Batman and Robin.
I know, the one with the nipples. That was a good one.
The one with the nipples.
Yeah.
Everybody chill.
Everybody had nipples on their uniform. All right. 3. What is Joker's real name in Batman 1989? So the original movie, Michael Keaton movie.
Jack Nicholson.
They sort of has a different backstory than other versions of the Joker.
Yeah. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get this guy. I don't even think initials would help me. But yeah.
The only reason I know is because once I started seeing other Batmans and they didn't use this name, I was like, no, I thought his name was I'm gonna give you this first.
Shut up! You're killing me, Smalls.
That's your wrong answer. Jack Napier. Jack Napier. And he fell into a vat of like acid or something at like a chemical plant or something like that.
But good news.
Yeah.
He's all right. He just got bleached.
And I think he killed Bruce Wayne's parents in that version of the movie for some reason in the alley.
Yeah.
Do you ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
That
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see you got that one. That would have been a good one to ask you. All right. Question 4. What is the name given to the Batmobile in Batman Begins 2005? Whatever it came out. 05, 06.
The name given to it?
05. Yeah, they give it a name in there.
It's like
Lucius Fox.
Yeah, like the type vehicle.
Yeah.
It's referenced.
Okay, maybe these are good. These are good. This is a good level of challenging. All right, good.
It's like the something, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. It is called that Batmobile is I don't know if this is right, but I want to say the Tumbler. Okay.
That's pretty solid. That's a pretty solid get. That's a solid get.
Yeah. All right. I like that. I'm proud of that one.
Last 3 for 4. And
3 for 4.
Last one. Who voices Batman in the Lego Batman movie 2017?
Ooh.
Did you see Lego Batman?
Now I did not.
Okay. He might also be in the Lego movie before they spun it off.
I feel like someone came to mind, and if it's not him, why is this guy coming to mind? Because my mind went to someone pretty quick.
Did you go for a voice or for yeah?
The voice for some reason, but so if it's not because this person has a distinct voice, and right now that I'm talking about it more, I don't think I can I don't think you can put someone else's voice to it, right? So I'm just gonna go with that
visualizer
and say
whatever.
Will Arnett.
Will Arnett of Arrested
Arnett?
Development fame.
I don't know why I know that. I have no idea why I know that.
It just makes
I've
sense.
Never seen the movie.
I'm pretty sure he's in the regular Lego movie too with Chris Pratt and all that. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool if you're part of a team.
Oh my God.
Well, just want to do you want to rattle through the Mighty Ducks trivia then? Let's just do it. We're gonna do it real quick.
Yeah, sure.
What offense did Gordon Bombay commit to be sentenced to community service?
DWI or DUI?
Nice. We'll keep moving. Who played Charlie Conway? Do you know the actor's name?
Joshua Jackson.
Oh, wow. That's just because you're a Dawson's Creek fan. What district are the Ducks from?
Skulls. District 5, baby!
Finish the quote from Coach Riley. My dad nailed this one this week, too. I just came up with it. Do you even... Here, before I even say it, what do you think you know what quote I would use? Before I even start it? Can you think of any Coach Riley quotes of the Hawks?
Right.
It's not worth
Not
winning.
off the top of my head, but so I'm not confident in this. What's that?
It's not worth winning.
So there's a second part to it?
Yeah.
It's not worth winning.
He's the coach of the Hawks. Former coach of Adam Banks.
the cake.
He would get his fellas in a huddle and go, "It's not worth winning."
Shut up! You're killing me, Smalls.
If you can't win big.
Oh, damn. Okay. I would have never come to me, but yeah, that makes sense.
All right. In which class do students quack at the principal? This is a tough one. This one's a stretch. I mean, I remembered it just because I can visualize
D1.
it. D1, yeah.
So that's in the first movie.
Somehow they're all in the same class too, which is hilarious. Dude, Disney gets away with a lot of bullshit.
That's
a lot of plot holes.
That's the laziness of 90s kids movies. They're like, and they're all in this class together. They're like, they're not even close to the same age. Shut up. I'm gonna say this was in math class.
Close. Science. And I remember because they had the atoms and stuff on their desk. Atom. And they said
that is a 90s way of portraying
Tommy's body is 96%
any way
pizza.
of portraying a sign.
Yeah.
What's that?
Sit down. Remember that woman? Sit down. Sit. Just like the most cliched teacher that you could ever find. But yeah, I bring up hockey as we near the end of this program or whatever. We can do another. But I told you I bought all the equipment. I'm a full on skater now, bud. I'm a skater boy.
Wow.
I went skating last week on MLK Day.
See you later, boy.
To celebrate.
Okay.
And a bunch of kids had the day off, and one kid goes out to me and he goes, "Are you a coach?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude. That's the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me." I'm not. It took me like 5 minutes to get. I mean, I'm not a great skater still, but I can do it. I didn't fall. And then so last Wednesday night and tonight I will do again. Play some men's league hockey. I wasn't that bad. I got gassed. I mean, I didn't get gassed. I got like sore, but I didn't get like. I feel like I had my wind behind me. It was just fun as shit. I got so much fun. I sprained my finger, so it's better now because I think I got hit with something. I had like a nasty bruise. It's sort of going away, but I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And I don't know. It just really energized me, and I'm feeling good about it. And I really needed a winter activity to like kind of get me through the winter. So I'm happy. I made the investment. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago, but it's working. I'm going again tonight after I finish this beer off, of course. I treat it like beer league hockey. I don't know if everybody else does, but yeah.
Now, how do you go and like it's pickup games, or do you go as like a sub? How does this work?
No, it's straight up like playing Y basketball, which is great. So I just showed up. If you happen to be wearing a light jersey or white jersey, you sit on that bench. If you happen to be wearing a dark jersey, and I guess guys probably have a couple, so they just divide it up. And then you just play with the guys. Like, hopefully you have enough players. I guess when I went last week, there was enough so that there was like 3 subs. So there's 2 goalies that play and 3 subs, which honestly isn't a lot. It's typically in a hockey game, like 30 to 45 seconds is a good shift if you're going hard. But we don't have enough people, so we don't. Yeah. There's no peer. We call offsides on each other or whatever. If we're icing, we just like reset. There's no face-offs or refs, anything like that. We just kind of keep score in our head. Nobody really knows what it is, but there's no position. So you kind of like, I think if you're playing offense a little bit, you probably get gassed. So then you maybe play back D a little bit, play some D to kind of rest a little bit. Because nobody's really back checking that much, which is great. I feel like at the end I did, especially because there was some high school. There's a high school game before it. So a couple of the high school kids stayed, and nobody really wants the high school kids to play, you know. It's kind of like little bitches. Sure. But they like try to show off and shit. But I was like back checking on them. But I don't know. It wasn't like, was that great? No, but I fucking loved it. And like I'm gonna get better. I know it. And today I'm gonna rock. I didn't have a face cage on my helmet, so I kind of got lucky last week. I just did the old school. But nobody's like ripping slap shots or anything. It's like everybody's like nobody's checking. I don't wear shoulder pads. But it was fun as shit, man. I'm into it. I'm into the lifestyle.
What was the jersey you wore?
I had an old practice Bruins jersey. So I had a dark jersey. It was the only one I had. Had like the old like crack bear on it. People call it. It's like mesh, like 80s mesh. But it was small enough so that like because I have my like Auburn Ice Hawks like when I played for Auburn as a kid jerseys, but they're like big because they're like goalie jerseys. This one was smaller.
How are jerseys sized? Like, because you have to account for like, are jerseys that you wear on the ice with pads, are they sized the same way as like shirts? Like how
sort of.
like I don't understand how jersey.
Yeah, I guess you could. I mean, it would be a little bigger than a shirt would be because you would have to factor in shoulder pads. But I think if you wore a medium shirt, you'd probably get a medium jersey, and it would factor in shoulder pads and elbow pads underneath it. But I don't know. Do you have a hockey jersey? Does Caitlin have a Flyers jersey or anything? Do you have a Sabres?
I have a Sabre.
Did
I
you
have
just
a
go
Sabres jersey.
big? I think most people, if they're just going to wear
So
it over a hoodie, go big.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if you're just going to wear it as a shirt, I would probably go maybe a size smaller than you think. But I don't know. Try it out.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, I wear a jersey over a hoodie.
Yeah. Makes sense.
If I'm going to a game and stuff like that, you know, I want to be warmer for the arena. But I didn't know if those jerseys were the same jerseys that buy to play in. I didn't know if like play-in jerseys were modded differently or anything, but they're just, yeah.
I mean, I have the $250 authentic Winter Classic Bruins jersey, and I think I got it in a medium. I actually got it in a large, but they didn't have much there, so it's like way too big for my regular body because I don't have pads underneath. But I just roll up the sleeve. It's fine. Whatever. Nobody cares if your hockey jersey's too big. But I also couldn't really wear it on the ice because it would go too far down. But I got this week, or actually today, I got delivered a classic. I just got a white jersey with some blue and green on it with no logo. I fucking love it. It's like a clearly a nothing jersey.
Oh, it's just a white jersey with like a couple stripes or something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me pop here. You know what? Hey, vamp for a second. I'll pop it on to finish this pod. I'll show you.
Oh,
I'll give you the goods.
Absolutely.
All right.
Oh man, I'm excited. I don't know about anyone else, but we're live. Matt has abandoned the show. For those of you just joining us, Matt has quit. He said he's going to be writing a resignation letter. I don't really understand what any of that means because doesn't pay him anything. So he's doing this for free.
All right.
He didn't even turn off.
Let's go.
Oh,
baby.
hey, look, he's back. Oh, it's very like Whalers. Like it's got a Whalers feel to it, right?
It does, right? Well, that's the color I went. So my whole kit, my whole fit was based on Whalers colored gloves because when I was buying equipment, I just bought like the clearance stuff. And there was like it was called Carolina Hurricanes retro gloves, which is like they used to be the Hartford Whalers. So I got a blue and a green motif. But this is what we're wearing tonight. I'm gonna score a goal tonight. I didn't last week. But this week I can feel it. So someone's gotta let me. They gotta.
Please, guys, can you ease up a bit?
I know. So tonight I'll be on the white team.
Yeah. Man, I'm 40. Oh man.
Well, fuck yeah, dude. What's good? You want to give us a story? Give us a story about your week. Anything you want to share with the class? I feel like we did too much structure. We didn't catch up that much.
Yeah. Ongoing with the work style. I had a class that I had to teach, and a bunch of people came from a massive layoff from Geico, and so that was interesting because someone I was familiar with from the Buffalo office that I worked in. So he knew of me, I knew of him, but we never really crossed paths when I was back in Buffalo. And it's kind of wild because he kind of confronted me and said, I was always very pro company and everything like that. He had gotten multiple promotions, was on his way to, a manager, even upper manager position. And then, as he said, I was the victim of an algorithm that told them that I should be laid off for financial reasons. And he got the boot. And I'm like, that's the scary aspect of like, don't do everything in your soul for your job, folks. People at your job care about you, but your job, the company as a whole, is not a thing. It does not care. And people will always do what the company needs to do. So always keep that in mind, is that take care of yourself. Don't worry about, being the shining star in the company. It works for a very, 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 very tiny percentage. So if you're not one of them, F it. Take all of your sick time, take all of your personal time, take all of your vacation time. Because you matter, but you don't matter to them. So always remember that, folks. And I mean that in the most positive way. You matter outside of your stupid job. And your job is stupid. And there's of your job that are dumb. Everyone's job is stop acting like it's more than just paying you money. You might enjoy the way that you get paid money, but you have a job because you're paid money. And if you won the lottery, any clown that says like, I'd keep working, even if I won like $500 million, then I feel really, really, really bad for you because that's sad. So I'm counting down the days to my next lotto win, where I win, 10 mil, and then I just peace out. And then I have a hobby, and my hobby is getting jobs and getting fired from them in different styles. That's like my dream. But hey, that's one of our segments. If I had $1 million, right?
Oh, yeah.
But
So you do that?
Cut it.
Hey, let's switch this into a positive. Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I would do is I would literally get jobs at places and not anything at the expense of someone else. Like I would never do anything to like harm or anything like that. Or even like, I just would love to like get a job and then, have a day where you're like, all right, I'm going to walk in and treat every customer how they deserve to be treated, for the better or for the worse. So I'm going to, maybe I'll, I don't want to go into too elaboration, but I don't want to make it too aggressive, but I would get jobs and just change jobs like every other day or so. It'd be fun. It'd be fun to just tell a company like, I'm just quitting. Like, why? I just, you're just next in line, and then see if it gets around town. Like, see if places will stop hiring because you're the guy that keeps getting hired at places only to quit later on. I would love that. I'd be like, oh, it's working.
Yeah. Had a lot of jobs for a week.
Hired. Yeah. Like, and I would update my resume accurately on purpose to see how long I could keep getting jobs and where places would still hire me with an absurdly honest resume that just says like I worked here, and like from time frames it would be like 1/23/24 to 1/20 or 24. Like, you worked there for a day. Is this a typo? I'll be like, it is not. I'm looking for further experiences to be offered. So that would be a big thing I would do. If I did not need to work for money, I would keep getting jobs just for comedy purposes.
That's kind of the way I live my life. Like every 5 years, I end up doing a different job or something like that. I don't do it for a week, but it's still the Rolodex of jobs. It's like, dude, I'm a millennial. What people don't get about us is I'm just never going to be satisfied. I'm just too ADD, you guys. Pill me up. Pill me up. What are my interests? I don't know. It changes every day. Right now it's hockey. So maybe I'll be a hockey coach.
You pill me up.
Yeah.
I'll
we
be
can
a
go
men's league hockey coach.
Let's do, in the spirit of, let's go a little longer. So this is a year, I would say I'm moderately proud of accomplishing this, and we're live, quality notwithstanding, who knows, but let's do one roll, one dice, and wrap up with that. Let's get inspired the way we started. Okay, you guys? Hey, you guys. The word, this is kind of dumb. Future.
This is why we bailed on the dice, I'm pretty sure.
All right, let's roll another word for it. A combo dice.
Okay.
Future noise. Well, I can tell. I mean, we knew I'm going into next week's my vacation. Starting February, whatever, 2 through the 8th. I'm taking a week off from work, and it's like I'm gonna go to the concert, gonna go to the Band of Horses show. Still haven't nailed a seat down, but I'm gonna get one, and I just want to be somewhere else for a few days. It's weird because, like, in theory, I could just go there each day, but who wants that? I just want to escape for a few days, and that's a good reason to do it. It's supposed to be in the 40s, but not rain or snow. So I'm gonna hike about it, go to a show, go to some breweries. If anybody knows anything cool about Ithaca, let me know. I mean, I know it's a cool town, so I'm gonna explore it. But it's weird. I've never taken like a weekend trip to somewhere that's 40 minutes away or something like that. So that'll be,
that could be
you know,
very
who
much a
does
day
that?
trip.
I know. So that's my future.
Well,
My noise is the show. And I hope I come out of there alive. It's going to be a lot like New York City. Like, oh, you're going to Ithaca? Be careful. I've heard. It's gorgeous. Maybe I'll get that bumper sticker, huh? Right.
Or the T-shirt, or the green T-shirt.
Yep.
Well, future noises. I mean, what better than to start at this time? This is when bands start saying, "Hey, this is what we're going to tour this summer." So I'm looking at concerts that are starting to pop up on my social medias.
Did you get pumped by that Green Day?
Side just popped up. Yep, going to that Green Day show when they come to Philly. Green Day, Smashing Pumpkins, and
somebody else from the era.
Someone else. Yeah. So yep, going to that with a couple buddies that are coming down from Buffalo. I plan on seeing on the more metal side, Judas Priest is touring with Sabaton.
What? Really?
So yeah.
Holy shit.
They are going to Central Park, but it's on a Wednesday. So I'm not going to go up to that show. I'm going to go to probably Newark in New Jersey. But I've never seen Judas Priest. I've never seen Sabaton. I'd love to see both. So I'm really excited that for some reason they're paired up. Trying to think, there's some other good ones happening. I think there's the Interrupters are coming to Philly in May as well. I can't remember who they're opening for, but I've seen them years ago in Buffalo. So yeah, man, I'm excited. Future noise. I still do love going to concerts, but I'm not going to lie. I do like sitting at concerts. I really wish everyone could get on the same page and just sit and enjoy the music. But you got to stand sometimes. You got to be willing to do it. So yeah, excited that concert season's going to start coming up. And I know that I'm going to tell myself like, there's like 10 concerts I want to go see. If I can go to 3 of them, it's a successful summer. Cause I end up not going because if I don't have anyone to go with, I'm really, really bad at doing stuff myself, which is kind of what you're doing. So I applaud that. But I've never been able to pull that off about going to something like a show by myself. I think I've done it once. Very tough. And I've bought tickets. Where I just didn't go to the show because I didn't end up finding anyone to go with.
Yeah, it's a weird. Yeah, I was talking to this girl at work yesterday, and she pulled her food out of the fridge. I was like, "What'd you get there?" And it was cheesecake. And she's like, "I went to the Cheesecake Factory." I was like, "Yeah, I know." Which, yes, that's awesome. I mean, she's like, "I went there alone." I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
Wait, she said
awesome.
that like as a second part.
Yeah. She's like, "I went there alone to the Cheesecake Factory," and I was like, you know what? I fucking love that. I think that's awesome because I like going alone to restaurants and bars and stuff. And I don't feel bad about it, but it's like it's a weird thing for sure. It's a weird feeling. Even though I'm okay with it, it's still weird to go into a place and not know who's there and be on your own and to like just have to be in your space. But I've mentioned I do like crosswords. I just have a beer or like get some food and like I think it's because I traveled so much for one job where I was alone so often in airports or in cities that I got used to it.
For you.
Yeah, but I could understand why. But I was like, well, I don't even know where it is. She's like, oh, is it the like Destiny USA, the Syracuse Mall? She's like, yeah, I was like shopping all day, spending money. And then I went there and it's like, awesome. Good for you. Good for you for doing that.
I applaud people to do it. And it don't even have the concern that it looks weird. It's more of like, I'm perplexed as to what I'm supposed to do. And like, I'd be happy to meet people, but I have the social anxiety. So I'm afraid that no one wants to meet me. So like, it's a really bad dynamic because then you have to deal with that concept that's running through your mind the entire, 3-hour ordeal from the moment you get out of your car to the moment you get back in. So that's the trouble that I deal with is I have that underlying anxiety of like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? So like, yeah, I've never gone out to dinner by myself. I don't even know that I can pinpoint. Probably less than 5 times in my entire college career did I ever go to like a cafeteria by myself. I would just rather not eat than go by myself because like I didn't know what to do with myself. And granted, that was also in the time of like no cell phones, which is a crippling concept.
It's a great
like,
equalizer.
Right. Like, go to a bar go to a bar with like a crossword. That's not a bad idea. That's a nice little evening by yourself, to be honest.
Yeah,
with
get
you.
the
And if
app.
someone
There's a
talks to
crossword
you,
app. Yeah.
if someone talks to you, like super, then you can put the crossword down, give them your attention. But it is a nice distractor of like, hey, if no one shows up, got this pretty boss crossword I'm working on.
Yeah, that I do definitely want to do. I'm not doing it just to create conversation because I'm like, I want to do this. Like,
See,
I'm okay.
Crosswords can demoralize me. I can sit there longer with a Sudoku book because crosswords can be demoralizing sometimes. I've picked up crossword books where I'm like, oh, I'm in over my head. I got to write this down not to pick up this brand again.
Well, that's why I do the app. There's like this whatever. Here's my hot rec of the week. It's called Crossword. But you can do a bunch of different things. If one you get stuck on, or one you don't get the theme, or it's kind of lame, you can switch over. But I've had people like, "Are you doing the crossword?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then like we just start talking. And it's like cool. Or it's a way for me to be like, "Hey, do you know like a 5-word, five letter, five."
That's an easy one.
Yeah. That kind of deal. But I just like doing it. Actually, like 2 people saw me at work before. 2 of my coworkers, I think it was at Prison City, shout out. I was just at the bar because I'll sometimes talk more than times than others, but they came. I didn't know they were there, and they're like, "Oh, we saw you." He's like, "We just were like, man, Matt looks so cool over there, just sitting there, like vibing by himself." And I'm like, "Cool, thanks for watching me like a zoo animal."
Why didn't you talk to me? You're like, if I was so cool, why didn't you want to associate with me?
I think, I think
that's a nice lie.
But it was like, I guess it can be cool to people, but oh my God, Caitlin O'Donnell in the chat. Back to the concert stuff. Creed. Is Creed touring? Holy shit.
Oh.
Are they touring with Nickelback? Is that a thing yet?
Touring.
Is that a thing? Because that was the one that'll break the internet. Of Creed's touring with Nickelback.
No, it's Creed's tour they are touring. She is right. Oh, it's Creed, 3 Doors Down, Daughtry, Tonic, and Switchfoot.
Holy shit. I would honestly love to see Tonic too. I rocked that CD for a minute. If you could only see the way he loves me, maybe we should have.
Wow, it's like I'm listening to.
I know. I don't want to get. I don't want to get blocked from YouTube for doing a perfect rendition of that song.
Definitely. I think Facebook has reached out to me and said someone complained about something copyright. I don't know. I ignored it, and the page is still up, so whatever.
Yeah.
But that's for another day.
Well, all right there, fella.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Live.
We've done something. I like the live deal of it.
That wasn't bad.
Yeah.
That wasn't bad.
We'll check. We'll check it all. We'll check the we'll check the replays, see how well. I mean, otherwise, hey, if you guys watched or if you didn't, I mean, we'll put it up in high quality later on. But maybe this could be a thing. Who knows? I mean, if nothing else, we did something new. And you know what? That's a big deal.
And we know it worked.
We know it worked. That might have partially worked, and that's all right with us. So, I don't know.
Thank you to Brett, Caitlin, and Eric for fan interaction and making this relevant to being live.
I can get down with this. I can get down with this for sure. Yeah. Well, cool. Congrats on 52 episodes. It's a weird number, but it means we did something every day or every week for a year. And we're just going to keep fucking going. You can't stop us. I don't care who the president is. I don't care. You guys do, but not me.
I
don't care about
wait till election season comes in. You guys are going to hear it from us.
We're going to get so hot.
It's going to be heated.
Yeah, dude. Look out. Hot takes coming your way. But yeah, I got to go play some puck and try not to fall and try not to get hurt. But let's go. All right, everybody, have a beautiful week. Appreciate you, StrangeFam. We love you. Thanks for. Here's to the real show. All right, we finished the trial run, and we're in it. We're in it now, folks. Enjoy.
All right, now press record. I think we're.
Texas would be more.